Hello everyone, welcome to Brain Binge Academy. Today we're going to talk about a few tips that will help you understand how to remember inorganic chemistry reactions easily. As we discussed in one of our earlier videos, inorganic chemistry is a branch of chemistry that deals with the non-living stuff in the world. It talks about elements, it talks about compounds that make up the non-living part of the world, right? So now, not exactly world, non-living part of the universe. So now this inorganic chemistry is one of the very highly scoring areas for competitive exams such as IIT JEE and NEET. This will comprise of a lot of theoretical aspects such as facts and properties, exceptions, reactions, etc. So it becomes a little tough on your memory to be able to recollect all of this information. So here I'm trying to help you with a few tips that have helped my previous students. So to begin with, tip 1, to be able to remember inorganic chemistry well, you need to understand the basics. So what do I mean by basics? Basics as in the fundamental concepts of chemistry. In inorganic chemistry, you will study about the elements and compounds. You will study about each and every group that you see in the periodic table. In fact, the very first chapter of inorganic chemistry is periodic table, understanding periodic table, followed by chemical bonding. These two chapters are considered as fundamentals of inorganic chemistry. It's necessary that you master these two chapters. And along with these two chapters, you also need to know the fundamental concepts that you have learned in grade 9 and grade 10 of CBSE chemistry, like the concept of electronic configuration, valency, oxidation state, atomicity, and you also need to understand the position of elements and identify the position of elements in the periodic table. All of these fundamental concepts, along with periodic classification of elements and chemical bonding chapters that you study in grade 11, stand as the basic of inorganic chemistry. And these basics are very much necessary. Trust me, without having good knowledge in these basics, it's very hard to deal with inorganic chemistry. So if you're struggling in inorganic chemistry, or if you're just getting started with grade 11, the very first thing that you need to do is brush up your basics. And then the second tip to understand or to excel in inorganic chemistry is being able to use mnemonics. Now, what do I mean by mnemonics? Mnemonics are those shortcuts or, a few rhyming lines that we make to remember things easily. Just for example, if you look at group 17 elements include what? They include fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, right? So to be able to remember this fluorine, bromine, iodine, instead of remembering it as FClBrI randomly, you can write a mnemonic or you can follow a few mnemonics like funny colors in beautiful Indian art. F refers to fluorine, then C refers to chlorine, B refers to bromine, I refer to Indian. So make some relevant mnemonics or follow some mnemonics from the internet which will help you memorize this kind of dry stuff easily, memorizing the elements of groups in a particular order, or identifying the increasing order of reactivity or decreasing order of reactivity, or identifying the increasing or decreasing order of any of the periodic properties. These are all very dry things, right? So to be able to memorize them, try framing some mnemonics. If you're not able to frame, get it from the internet, but use mnemonics. And usage of mnemonics have been very helpful to a lot of students that have studied with me in the past years. So make sure to use mnemonics to remember those hard sequences of inorganic chemistry. This is the second tip to make your inorganic chemistry easy. And then the third one, practice using flashcards. So if you're studying in your study room, or maybe on your study table, or maybe in your textbook, in the corresponding pages wherever you're talking about a particular topic or a particular, aspect of inorganic chemistry, make some sticky notes which will contain all the keywords or important points as flashcards and stick them around. Keep observing them, keep revising them every now and then, like very frequently. It will make you familiar with that particular topic and it will help you remember those topics easily. So the third important tip is using flashcards. Make sticky notes, stick around your study table or onto your books or study, maybe study walls, or maybe the textbooks that you're studying in. Make flashcards and stick around and keep revising them very frequently. And now moving on to the next important tip. Make sure to find similarities in the reactions. See, in inorganic chemistry, there are hundreds of chemical reactions that you will have to remember, that you will have to learn. But most of them are alike. So try grouping similar reactions together instead of studying them bluntly, just like that, without any logic. Understand the mechanism and group the similar reactions together. For example, the reaction that you see on the screen, the first one where zinc is absorbing 2 electrons to get converted into zinc element, it's a reduction, right? So now in the second reaction you are having the opposite term. So whenever you are studying the reactions, identify the logic, identify the mechanism, and study the similar reactions together so that it gets easy. It eases upon your mind to understand those reactions, and once you understand those reactions, you don't need to by heart it. You will be able to remember it a little easily, right? So when you study the reactions, look for logic and then try comparing the reactions with the previous reactions you have learned. Try grouping similar reactions together so that it becomes a little easy on your brain. And then the next one, visualize everything with diagrams. Diagrams means what? Diagrams means create flowcharts, create tables, create any form of data illustration that makes the job easy. Inorganic chemistry contains a lot of theory, and that theory can be easily recollected when you portray it in form of a flow chart or a table or a classification chart or anything that suits the topic that you're studying, right? So make sure you visualize things. Don't try to by heart without any logic. Don't try to just go on reading without having the brains on it. Yeah, so visualize the concepts. It will help you very, very much. In conclusion, guys, inorganic chemistry is the most important area to cover if you're looking for good scores. It's very easy to score from inorganic chemistry because it's theoretical. It has got very, very less numerical part in it, and the kind of questions are very common. There are not too many application based questions that can be framed in inorganic chemistry in comparison to organic and physical. So it's easy that you score maximum possible here in inorganic chemistry if you apply the tips that we have discussed in this video. It's for sure that you will find inorganic chemistry a little easier. So I hope this video helped you. I'll see you in one other video. Until then, bye. Thank you for watching.